Okay, we'll be starting everything from the basic. The reason is some of you guys are having experience. So when you go for interview, you have to tell what exactly is what. So in the interview, you need to keep one thing in mind. 70% will be theory and 30% will be practical. That means technical. Probably they might ask you how you exploit, but 70% is all about the theory part. Your experience you share. Okay, so let me start with this particular diagram here. Just a minute.
Nandi, is it possible to record this
Yeah,
video?
I'm just recording. I'm recording. Agree.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
again, please excuse. I'm not a good painter, but it's a rough diagram. I just try to depict whatever I know. So this is all about my experience. So many of you guys know me. I have over 15 years of experience. I handle many of the projects, and especially in the present organization, I am one of the core member. That means I have a very good weightage at my present organization. Don't want to reveal the name. And any escalation, any kind of important projects, they straight away comes to me. And some of the members in the team, they are working with me in my current project. So for example, say for example, there are two companies, company A in USA, company B in India. So first and foremost, how we get the project? Any idea? Anyone? Okay, let me tell you. So, in order to get the project, we have senior members who are top management. You can say senior management, you can say C-level management, whatever it may be. You have directors, you have vice president, you have sales, leads, all these people, they will be distributed across the globe. And for example, if we are talking about the USA, they might be pinging, people in different organizations. They might be meeting them at conferences. That's the reason many of our C-suite management, they go and they attend the conference. So in one of the conference, there's a guy, the guy called Mr. X, and our company, say company B, is having a person called Mr. A. So A approaches Mr. X and is introduce himself. Hey, I'm from company B, and we are as a kind of development, testing, and we are security. Everything is an IT company. It's something like TCS, Wipro, HCL, like big company. So that guy, oh, it's really nice to know about you. Blah 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 blah. They discuss. So it's more or less is a formal talk. Then you'll say, hey, what about you have any project? They literally ask for the project. Okay, again, the company will say integrity, all these things, but again they have their own tricks to get the project. So the company A person will say, yes, I do have a project. The project is something like we are launching a new e-commerce business in comparison to Amazon, and that will be across the globe. And the business name is Alibaba. Just simple example. Then you will say, ah, I understand. Okay, we do have clients who are very similar to Amazon, something like Flipkart, and we do have all the engineers who are well certified across the globe, and they have good certifications. They are recognized by different vendors, blah blah blah. Then the company, Mr. Y, Y will be saying, oh, this is interesting. Why can't we have a some chat? So they will see it. They'll discuss all the permutation combination. Okay, I'm going to start an e-commerce business. So how you are going to help me? The guy will say, yes, we can provide you the development, we can provide you the testing, we can provide you the security services, we can provide you the hosting. That means I'll be hosting the site inside. So he'll say everything. Then he'll say, no, okay, and my budget is something, say 10 lakh rupees. And he'll say, "Oh, yes, 10 lakhs, I think, I need to work out. Probably it should work. Okay. Then what he'll do, the company B guy, he'll come, he'll send an email to the our company B. So Mr. A will send an email to the company B and CCing all the team members, something like senior manager, delivery manager, and they'll have a quick talk. What talk? Hey buddy, I went to one conference. I met with a company A guy who is Mr. X, and he's having an interesting concept. They have a e-commerce, something like Alibaba, and we need to take up this project. And he'll disseminate the message to the internal team. So we have senior managers, everything. We said, okay, that's fine. Senior manager name you say is something like Mr. Ram. Ram will say, okay, okay, Mr. A, I'll do one thing. I will prepare a team. Let's have a a formal talk. He said, okay. So Mr. A will communicate Mr. X and he'll say, yes, I have a team who want to gather kind of requirement unofficially, formal requirement. And Mr. A will say, yes, even I'll bring my team. So we'll have a quick connect. So they will jump on a call and they discuss all the permutation combination. Then again, same thing, like what is the requirement? My requirement is e-commerce site. Okay, do you accept payments using money or some online transfer, something like UPI, GPay, or credit card or debit card, or you use coupons? Everything they'll tell you. And what are the items you are planning to sell on the e-commerce side? Something like what we have in Amazon. We have TVs, we have mobile phones, we have laptops. Some some 10 items you'll say. So they'll take all the requirement. They'll say, no, okay, why can't we have a connect next week sometime? So again, okay, that's fine. They'll come, they'll do all the calculation at home. Now, how do they do the calculation? So now, in order to execute the project, we required a delivery manager, and we required a senior manager or manager. Then we required a team lead or senior architect. Then we have required team members. Again, that's not only thing, we need to include the cost. What is the cost? The cost is how every person should be having a laptop. That means the laptop, the software licensing fees, everything they calculate. And the company will have a rate card. The rate card will say, yes, for a junior guy who is less than 2 years, we'll be paying 20,000 per month. A senior guy less than 5 years, we'll be paying 30% thousand per month. And a senior most guy with 10 years of experience as a team lead will be paying 50,000 a month. So that will be the rate card. And okay, now we need to look for the profit. So we'll again based on this 10 lakhs budget, they will do all the calculation. They said, yes, now we have a budget. Again they'll jump on a call. So again they'll discuss, yes, for your project we have done the estimation. The estimation is your team, for your project we have constituted a team of one manager, one TL, and five team members. And per team members will be charging 1 lakh rupee, not 1 lakh rupees, say 50,000. For the TL, will be charging 80,000. For the manager, will be charging 1,000, 1 lakh rupees, because company has to see the profit, right? So like that. So the rate card includes what is the laptop they are using, what are the license they are using, everything. It includes your tea and coffee, what roughly is rough figure. So there's a rate card. So the client will say, okay, this is interesting, but my budget is 10 lakhs, but your budget is going up to 12 lakhs. They'll do the negotiation. Literally, they'll do the negotiation. I'll give you this much, I'll give you this much, blah 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 blah. Okay, finally they decided, like, no, 10 lakhs 50,000 rupees. Deal done, deal done. Now, company A team will provide you the requirements. Company B team, they'll open it, how they collect the requirements. Number one, they'll send a questionnaire. The questionnaire will have around 10 to 20 questions. Again, and all single line answers. Okay, you sell laptop, yes. You sell desktop, yes. You sell smartphone, yes. You accept payment like this, yes, yes. So the questionnaire should not what kind of create trouble to the client. So that's the reason they clear, they keep the questionnaire very simple. Second way of gathering the requirements, they jump on a quick call. And in the call they will ask questions, they will give answers, they will suggest something, and based on that we'll prepare a document. That is nothing but your requirement collection documents. So based on the required collection, again they will schedule one more what meeting, and they'll prepare the SOP, standard operating procedure, or some kind of documents. Okay, so they will see these documents. The documents will take, after 1 or 2 reviews, it will take a shape of SOW, which is service, what is it one, service level agreement. No, that's SLA, right? SOW, I literally forgot the abbreviation. So there is something like, a legal document, which is a binding document between the client and our company B. If anyone breach the document, there will be a liability. That means the other party can sue this party for money. Okay. So SOW, they discuss this SOW one, two again. Once everything is fine, they'll sign the SOW. Once they sign the SOW, that means company got the project officially. In the what now, you might be asking what it what the SOW contains. The SOW contains everything. Just 1 minute, guys. Did I started the recording? Yep, I started the recording. So the SOW contains everything. So what do you mean by everything? Is give a quick summary of the executive summary of the project. Something like I know we are planning to build a e-commerce site which will be sending selling the products online, covering Asia Pacific, USA, North America kind of thing. Then Wipro will be doing that, Tata will be doing this kind of project, and we have a manager who is XYZ, then team lead XYZ, team members XYZ, rate for person this much, per person this much. The project should be completed in 6 months. Everything, each and every discussion, details should go in SOW. So that is your point 9. Now SOW is signed between both the company, C management. Till here, no manager will be a part of this discussion, but his role will be very less. So once the SOW is signed, then company B will start, what kind of creating a team. So they will find a suitable manager who is having experience in development, QA, whatever it may be. Then they will find a TL who can do the job. Then they will recruit people. If say for example they are using a latest technology, AI, Gen AI, and the company does not have any person, so then the company B will hire a new person, or they will take a person on kind of temporary, like contract basis. Somehow they manage the team. Once the manager team is done, they'll create a project plan. So project plan is nothing but the entire project is divided into step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Step 1 complete. Okay, then what? We got the requirement. Then what? We have to design a document. So step 1, step 2. So everything will be, they will be creating a project plan, and they will be submitting the project plan to the client, and client will say this is okay. Then going forward we'll be following this. Every meeting they say yes, stage 1 is completed. Now we are in the development stage wherein this. So that's how the project plan will happen. Now after the client approves the project plan, then we have these people, what a kickoff meeting after approving the project plan. So in the kickoff meeting, the company B will introduce his team to the company A team. So company A team will say, my guy will be the point of contact for you. And from company B, and this guy is a manager, this guy is a TL, and we have five, people, different experience level. They will be supporting this project. And we have delivery manager who will be sitting somewhere, but that guy will be, since it is his project, he will be initially he'll be very closely monitoring, but after that, once he got confidence, he will be focusing on other project. So that means the project transfer from the C management to the management. Now managers and the team leads and the team member, they have to maintain the project. Again the manager, C management, or the senior management, they look for another client. Same process revolve. So this is how the companies will get the project. Clear? Hello.
Yes, Nand.
Okay. Now, now we got the project. We have a manager. We have a team lead, and we have five members. So what is the role of a manager? What is the role of a team lead? And what are the roles of these five members? So the first thing, the manager is a bridge between the client and the company beam, company. So he has to take all the company information, he has to communicate with the client and vice versa. Any questions the client is having, he has to do. But nowadays, everyone want a techno manager, which is a technical manager, not the PMP. That means the manager has to work as well. So the good part is if the manager is technically strong, then he knows the pain of the team, what are the challenge we have. So proactively we can address. Earlier, the manager is completely different who has nothing to do with the project, no idea. All he can do is get the approval, talk to the customer, prepare the documents, but not now. Now, what is the role of a TL? TL is purely technical, so he'll be one hand he'll be handling the team, and the other hand he'll be supporting the manager on the technical side. What is the status update for this month? How many applications we have tested? Blah blah blah. Now, on the other hand, he has to manage the team. That means we have five different people. That means five different experience levels. Say there are two freshers and three seniors guys. Everyone is having a different level of knowledge. It is the role of the team lead. They have to bring all the people together. So generally what I do is I just schedule a meeting. I'll ask everyone to join the meeting. I'll ask them, please provide your experience. This is the requirement of the project. So the person one will say this is this, person two will say something, person three will be say something, and the freshers are completely new. Okay, so why I conduct this kind of thing is to ensure everyone on the same page. Then I'll put my understanding as well, and we chart out a proper plan, which is kind of harmony with the entire team. I don't contradict his point, he don't contradict my point. Rather than we complement each other. That is what the success of a team lead. So there's a, now coming to the freshers. So again, this is same for every project, but here we are talking about the penetration testing. So many of the companies, especially the Indian companies, for them, money is everything. If the fresher is not getting paid, that means the company will be paying from their pocket. And again, right, company always wants profit because the corporate. So generally, what they do is earlier they used to hire them and they used to train them for 3 months. After that, 3 more months they'll be doing the shadow with the seniors. But now things have changed. Before joining the company, they will give you a training. That means they will hire a third party and you get training in your respective colleges. Once you join the company from the college, directly, they will provide you a kind of assessment. If you qualify, then they'll keep you. Else, they will, give one or two chances. Then they'll remove. So once they assign you to the project, it is the responsibility of the team lead and team member to ensure they have a proper training and then nurture. And for the first 3 months, again there are many people in the team. Again, I don't blame anyone, but pen testing, unlike any other domain, pen testing required time. Probably you might be having knowledge, or you have joined as a fresher within 6 months, you have gained enough thing. But if you don't have maturity, that will ruin everything. Penetration testing is nothing but ethical hacking, wherein the company is inviting us to hack their application, and in return, the company says we'll be paying you money. So it is a very responsible job, and that is the reason the seniors and the team lead, they have to execute every test scenario in a precise manner. Nothing this, nothing there. Even when I'm testing, if I come across some kind of issue wherein I'm not confident, I don't include them in the report, because that will open a big pandora of questions from the client. Clear? Hello.
Yes, no. Yes.
Okay. So I have discussed all these things. Now, so in a project, right, in a project template, so what exactly is a template? I'll give you a general definition. Template is nothing but a document. Say for example, I want to onboard Mayank. Okay, onboard means I want to bring Mayank to my project. That means I need to provide Mayank's information to the client. How can I provide? I just don't write email stating that, hey buddy, you know what, I got Mayank, blah 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 blah. No email. Tomorrow I got Mayank too. Again, different. No, it won't work that way. So what we do is we create a document. We take a word pad, word document. We create a table. In the table we have multiple rows. We have name. We have his mobile number, contact number, his level of experience. So we maintain a format that is called as template. So do we have templates? Yes. When you are in a project, so during the kickoff meeting, the client will share his template if he's have any. Mostly the client will share, because the client will have lots of vendor. Company A might be supporting, the company B might be supporting company A, which is in USA. In the same way, company D, E, F, they might be supporting the same client in USA. So the client will have a unique template he will be sharing with you, and you have to follow the template. If at all there is no template, then what? You have to create one, then you have to send it to the customer, a client, and you have to say, hey, this is a template I have created. Since we don't have a standard template, I have created one. Can you please review and approve? If the client approves, then you can use the template. So templates makes your job very easy. Earlier, we used to create templates in a manual way, but today we have Gen AI, which hardly take few seconds to create a template. Okay, and again, what are the information goes in the template? If you have basic information, put it in a table. That's called as template. Okay, any information, whatever Just collect the information from the internet, create your own template, just say yes, this is a template. So I discussed about the template, and okay, okay, that's fine. So now you might be asking me, Are Nandkishore, why you are now discussing all these things? We are here for pen testing. The very first thing in an interview, because believe me, I have taken hundreds, thousands of interviews in my career, and every week I'll do take interviews, starting from the fresher all the way to senior. Generally, I take seniors about 10 years, 15 years. I just take the interviews, but freshers, when there's a campus recruitment, I join this campus recruitment. And during the time of COVID, we have this online thing, so we used to take the interview online. That is, one of the question in the interview is, first question will be, please introduce yourself. Then you have to say your name is, so and so, and you are from this particular city, and you have 5 years experience, 10 years experience. You have done this certification, and your hobbies kind of in a very casual you can say. Then, if I am the interviewer, definitely I'll ask, tell me your day-to-day job. Then you have to say, yes, this is what the manager does. This is a TL does. This is my role in the team. Since I'm a fresher, I get document from the what seniors. I prepare reports. In the report, this is the format I follow. Now, since I have 1 years of experience, so mostly I focus on the web application. Once my testing is done, my report is reviewed by these seniors. Again, we have a checklist where I check all these test scenarios. So you have to tell how what is your understanding about the team and your role in the team. Okay, just a minute, guys. So clear, right? How we get the project, and what is the role of a TL, team member, manager, and everyone. Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Nan.
Now, as I told you, say for example, as I told you, we need to create a project which is Alibaba, which is e-commerce site. So now we are a pen tester. We got the pen testing project from the company A. So now the company A want to build a web application for what, Alibaba.com. How will they do it? First, they need a system, computer. Computer means, again, we have motherboard, we have hard drive, we have CPU, we have RAM. That means all the hardware. Then followed by operating system, something like a Windows or Linux. So this will create your computer, hardware and software. Can we make it as a server? No, we require server operating system, which again, no, probably Apache or Windows IIS server. Once the server operating system is done, then we have application server. Then we have programming languages, something like Python or Java, to create an application. So there's a huge process. So now the requirement is the company A. This is something like company A discussion. Now forget about company B for time being. We'll focus on the company A. Okay, company A. Hey buddy, we have a team, pen testing team is ready from company B. But before that, they want to test our application. So can you please create a server for Alibaba.com. So the company A will raise a request with the IT support team, and they will say, no, we need a Intel Core 7 processor with 16 gigs of RAM. Then we need a 1 terabyte hard drive. Then we need one good network card, and we need one good what display. He said, okay. Then what about the operating system? So generally, I say Windows or Linux is fine. Then what is the purpose? I say it's a e-commerce, so definitely we require a web server. Yes, IIS or Apache. Then application server, JBoss or something like that. Then everything is ready. Fine. So is it that simple? No, as I told you, even in company also, templates, make the life easy, and templates create a kind of uniformity in the company. So when I raise a ticket, I create a kind of template. I provide all the information, and they create. So the company support team, they said, okay, let me here. Okay, so I need a Intel Core i7, okay, with 16 gigs of RAM, then 2 TB hard drive, some good network card, and again we have monitor everything, right? Okay, this is the hardware. Now coming to the software, we need some operating system. So it might be Windows or Linux. Mostly they you go with the Linux. Linux is very flexible and widely used and open source. Then we have web server. So look at the terminology, guys. Web server, which is installed on the operating system. So for if you're going with the Windows, it's IIS, or if you're going with the Linux, you can use Nginx or Apache or anything. Okay. Then you need application server. Okay, so you can use JBoss or something application server. Then you require database DB. You can use MySQL or Mariana, some database you can use. So with this, again we require server side languages. So server side language is something wherein you prepare or you create the application. So ours is Alibaba, right? So I use Python or Java. So now I'll say, sir, everything is ready, sir. And the developers, they have developed the application and they will push to the server, and the server is ready for deployment. Deployment is nothing but no, it will go live so that the internal team can access the server. So now what will happen? So it's not that easy. Let me share you one template here. Where is this template here? Okay. Before, again, this is from RIT information systems. Before a server goes live, for even for the production or for testing QA, whatever it may be, so they have to fill a template like this. Just give a quick read, guys. So here the server identification location. Okay, the server is for Amazon, Alibaba, and its location is USA, completed by blah blah blah, date, everything. Then look at this: network secure and physical environment. Is a server is secure, logged in a rack. Compulsory the server should be in a server room. You cannot what keep a server open. So server rooms are dedicated rooms wherein you have all the servers which are covered with high AC. You cannot stay for more than few minutes in a server room. Super cold, man, super cold. Okay, then if there is a thing, create a check marks. So this will ensure, yes, they have prepared a server, they have taken necessary steps to ensure the server is safe and secure, and this is a kind of audit list. So before going, what to the production or QA, this kind of audit list, the person will check everything manually. Yes. So is a banner displaying? Banner displaying means every service having a name, right? IIS Apache. That's called as banner. In server technology terminology, we call name of the web server as a banner. So it's displaying. Yes, no, you check it and write your comments. The same way, server is patched, updated. I'll be sharing this sheet. I think already shared. I'll be sharing this sheet after this, kind of thing. Please do not share with anyone, but give a quick read. So this is, kind of audit happens for every server. Now we have all the requirements, every service is there. Then we have done the audit. So we have audit list, audit completed. The server is live now. Okay, live now. And now the company B team, they can request hey yeah, we are in India and you guys are in USA, so can you please whitelist our IP, and vice versa. So our company will whitelist their IP and their company will whitelist our IP, so that yes, we trust these IPs, then we can do the testing. This is how the testing happens. Now, you need to understand each and every component, because based on your experience level, interview might ask you questions something like, what is a server banner kind of things. But as I told you, 70% will be theory, 30% will be technical. So you need to know the insights of the server, how they implement, and how they deploy, how they develop, deploy, everything. Okay. So what exactly is a server? Anyone? So a server is a kind of system which serves people. So probably you might be going to the what hotel, right, restaurant. So we have kitchen. One person will come from the kitchen. We call them, hey server, can you please get me the menu. So I'll be sitting on one table and my uncle will be sitting on one table. My mother will be sitting on one table. So the guy will say, okay sir. Okay, I'll say no. I want this puri and dosa. Mother will say, hey server, can you please come here? He'll say, I want this idli and I want this biryani. And Mayank will say, hey, come here. Can you give me the menu? He'll say, no, can you give me one lassi and some, kind of ice cream? So what the guy will do, he'll go to the kitchen, he'll bring whatever I want to my table, whatever mother wants to his table, and whatever Mayank wants to his table. Now you need to understand one thing. The kitchen is your Amazon. For example, you have all the items in the kitchen. And when you click on Amazon.com, it will give you all the items which Amazon is providing. That is nothing but your menu. Okay. So the server serves the clients and we are the clients. Understood? Hello.
Yes, yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Okay. So now, as a recommended practice and as a good cyber hygiene, always remember one server should have only one role. What does it mean? This is my computer. On this computer, I created this computer only for Alibaba. I'll install only Alibaba. No, earlier, we do have resources, right? 16 GB. I'm still using, only 8 GB. We have, 8 GB free. I'll be installing Flipkart. No, one server, one role. If more than one role, then is a big security issue. So let me give a small scenario. What happened is, some times back, I think, few years back, Pakistani Prime Minister website, right? I think Prime Minister President, I think Prime Minister website. They have hosted on a server and some of the Indian guys they try to hack the prime minister side. It was very difficult to hack, and since he's a prime minister, right? So what they have done is they have done a reverse lookup. So reverse lookup means sense how many applications are hosted on this server. There are many applications. So in the same system, they have installed the Pakistani Prime Minister site. They have installed some XYZ site, some XYZ site, and XYZ site. So what these guys have done is they started, exploiting the other server, other applications. And one of the application was having a security issue. So what they have done is they have that particular server. They went inside the server. From there, they hacked the Prime Minister website. So that's the reason. Always remember that's called as virtual hosting, by the way. But always remember one server, one rule. If more than one rule, issue. You have to notify. Clear? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Okay, Madhav Sora.
नहीं ना नहीं.
Sure, right? Okay.
हाँ, yes.
So that's one thing I want to tell you. Okay. You understood the server. Again, we have a client operating system, server operating system, client OS, and we have server OS. OS. So as I told you, server OS are meant for servers and client OS are meant for everyone. Everyone can use it. You can use multiple operating system. They are good. The architecture is made in such a manner you can to install 10, 20. But for the server, because since it has a powerful hardware, you can even you can use servers as a client, but it's not recommended. So server operating systems are servers and client for client. So now I'm using Windows 11. This is a client operating system, not a server operating system. Okay. Now, tell me one thing, guys. Now you got a server. So, what is a browser? Web browser, precisely web browser. So, what is a web browser? Hello. So, web browser is nothing but your Chrome, Firefox, or Internet Explorer. These are all web browsers. So, you need to understand your browsers are also a computer. What exactly is a computer? As I told you, this is a server. In the same way, if I want to use it as a client, I can have the same kind of powerful system. In fact, my system, the right now the processor, the system what I'm using is almost all 1.5 lakh. So it's a very powerful thing. I can even install a server on this. Okay. So my computer will be having a CPU, it will be having a RAM, it will be having a hard drive. Okay. So these are the things. Okay. Even the same thing happens with the browser. Even for the what the browser will be having a some kind of computational power, which is nothing but a CPU. It is having a temporary memory like your RAM. It is having a permanent memory. Okay. So the browsers are very smart. Now you can access any application. You can do 90% of the work in your browsers. So browsers has to be secure from what? From all the all the kind of security vulnerabilities. So now we have different browsers. We have Internet Edge from Microsoft. We have Chrome from Google, and we have Firefox from Mozilla. So what these guys they say is, hey buddy, our browser is secure. Our browser is secure. So even some issues are there in your web application. Now if you are using Chrome or you are using Microsoft Edge, what it happens is, by default the security is in such a level, the issues in the web application will not be seen to the end user. But when you talk about the Firefox, which is a open source, again no one owns a Firefox. In that, security is something like we can customize. So most of the hackers they use Firefox for the flexibility. I'll be telling you why we need to learn about the browsers and what are the important things we do with the browsers in a minute. Okay. So guys, one quick thing, guys. You know what? There is a house. Now you are into a pen testing. Okay, pen testing, as I told you, there is a two side of the coin. One is a bad guys, another one is a good guys. The good guys they get the permission from the client, and the bad guys they don't get the permission from the client. Okay, there is a house. The house is having four windows and a door and a kind of boundary wall. And you are a thief. Now tell me how you will rob this house. Hello, guys, are you there?
Yes, Nan.
Through Windows.
Okay. First you do the recce, right? First you try to gather the information. How many windows we have in the house, how people can get into the house, and how people can get out of the house, isn't it? Hello.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So when we create the house, so what we do, we will go to the architecture. We get a architecture diagram. Then we'll go to the maze 3, and the guy we give the diagram to the maze 3, and based on the diagram he will be constructing the house, isn't it? After that the electrician guy will come, he'll be doing the electrician. Then we have the security guy, he'll come and install the security. Then finally when you are going to do the go pravesh, then you will be checking each and everything, whether the windows, everything, the doors, the CCTV cameras, the electric things, everything is working fine. When you think yes, everything is working fine, finally if you are matured enough, probably you'll be calling a third party vendor who will be testing each and every aspect. If not, if you have a confidence in your team, then you will definitely say yes, my house is ready, I can move into the house. In the same way, when we talk about the building the applications, say our motto is to create what uh, what is that one? Alibaba.com. Okay, so we follow a process called software development lifecycle, SDLC. Guys, these are small, I'm telling you as different parts, but going forward I will ensure all these parts are fixed one after the other. So SDLC is a process wherein softwares are created. So if you see this particular diagram, come on here, where is this? Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, this is very important, guys, you need to understand. So we have planning, okay, analysis, designing, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance. Again, base is it's not a one one model to go. Based on your budget and your finance capabilities, you can merge this steps. Right now we have 7, but if you see other what diagram, probably you will be coming across 5. Here, look at here, here you have only 5, but here you have 7. So these can be customized. So as I told you, when we are discussing, right, the managers they will be doing the requirement, project requirement, right? The stage is called as requirement gathering. That is nothing but your planning phase, wherein you take all the necessary information from the customer for building the Alibaba.com. Yes, they are having 10 products they want to sell initially. They'll accept the payment from UPI, credit card, bank transfers, and coupons. Okay, they want to deploy the particular thing in USA and India. Okay, so these kind of things, all the they gather the information here. Then it will go to the architect. the we have say development architect. That architect will create a kind of diagram. It's a rough diagram on the papers. He'll say yes, okay, I want the login page. How we want the login page? Let me show you. Something like Amazon.in. Okay, just imagine this is as what Alibaba.com. Okay, I want a login page. Sign in. So sign in, I should be something like, no, the screen should look like this, and we should have a what user input for mobile name, number or email. So that's how I want to log in. Then I need the company logo here. Once I log in, so it should be giving a kind of menu. Every page will be designed by the architect. Okay, and they put the design one after the other. Login page, first page, second page, third page. If I go to the computer, if I go to the refrigerator, then all the refrigerator will be displayed here. The company, we have the rating, everything will be. Again, this is a huge site, I'm just telling you. So every page will be designed, and once the architecture design all these pages, this design document will go to the client. The client will say, yes, this is a requirement exactly as said. However, so instead of this login page, you have here, right? I want only the email address. I don't want the phone number. So please, can you make the changes? So he make these small changes as per the client requirement. Again, he submit the design documents to the client. This time the client will say, yes, I appreciate everything is in line. Whatever I was expecting, you have drawn the same thing. I sign this design document. Once the design documents are signed, it will go to the sorry design phase. So analysis is something like now wherein the diagrams are drawn. Sorry, design is a phase wherein the documents are drawn. After that, it will go to the implementation phase wherein the coding happens. Now the developers, again, they have senior developers, junior developers, everyone, they will be started coding the application. Now we have 10 pages, right? So there will be 10 different people or 10 different teams. They will be working on each and every page. So first they page, they draw the page one, they code the page one, then the page, code the page two, three, four, five. Once all the 10 pages are done, they integrate and they test, is it really working or not. Then again they will show the same design, developed design to the client. The client will say, yes, now the coding is fine, I am signing off this particular code, you can go to the testing. When the coding is done, it will go to the testing, wherein the QA people, as a real-time user, they use the application. QA, there will be two or three levels. Okay, three level or two or three level. So it's called as alpha testing, beta testing, and I think there's one more testing called some kind of say zeta testing. Something is there. So alpha testing is mostly done by the internal team, internal QA team. Beta testing is given to the external people. So generally this happens in the big company like Windows 11. They say we have new features, it is open for the public, can you please test it. It is in a development phase, and once if encounter any kind of issues, let us know, we'll fix it. So once the beta testing is done, then the client will do the zeta testing. Then the client will say, yes, everything is fine. So I got my requirements, I got the requirements are analyzed, that means they put in a proper order. It got designed, it got developed, now it got test, everything is fine, I'm giving you this test QA sign off, send it to the production. That is nothing but deployment. Once in the deployment, again you will be doing all your kind of testing, and you regularly maintain. That means you will update the software, or the web server application. If a new version comes for the application, you update that version as well. Is it clear? The software defined like SDLC.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So why it is very important, right? Whenever we are testing any application, any senior person, he see the application from this angle. Okay, and there are many applications wherein the security was not properly met, and they develop this. Then I have to say, buddy, you have your security design itself wrong. Now what you're doing, even though if you do the patchwork, it will not solve the root cause. Go back to your design, fix there, then do that, again do that coding, then do the QA, then it will be properly fixed. This is how we what suggest to the developers. Now this is SDLC. Then what is secure SDLC? So people understood, here security is not a aftermath. That means, once the software is developed, we don't want to integrate the security at that time. Rather, we need to integrate the security right from the stage one. So that is nothing but your secure SDLC. Okay, so this is your secure SDLC. Okay, let me give you the same thing here. So what happens is, when I got the requirement, right, from the client, so we have our normal managers. They will collect the requirement. Hey buddy, you are going to start a e-commerce, something like Alibaba.com. You'll be sending, selling 10 products, and you'll be accepting payment from various way. Then there will be a security architect. He'll say, okay, since you're collecting the info, money through credit card, that means your site should be PCI DSS compliant. Since the pay, the process is happening, like the payment is happening on your site, then there should be, there should be encryption in transit, at rest, these kind of things. Then coming to the analysis, then when we are planning, how to build this particular application step by step, like 10 parts, then I'll say every part. Okay, this fridge, who is selling? Samsung is selling. So what kind of connection we have with the Samsung? Do we have HTTP or HTTPS? Is there any firewall? So okay, fine. So I'll put all these kind of questions here. Then in the design phase, the normal architect will design the application. As I told you, there will be 10 parts. Page one, you will have one part. Page two, one part. Page three. In the same way, I'll integrate my security here. So what I do is, I draw a thread, thread design, thread model, wherein I'll see at every stage how the hackers can hack my application in the login page. Okay, so what if, instead of email address, right, instead of giving a right email address, what if I give a wrong email address? How the site reacts? Instead of wrong email address, since you are using a database behind, I'll use the SQL injection, or I'll give you numbers. Instead of the input field is using email address, which is a character, I'll give you numbers. What will happen? So this kind of security, that model I'll design. In this development phase, we'll include security. Again, every phase, is how the parameters are called. Are you directly calling using get method or post method? Why can't we use regular expression so that we can mitigate this threat? After that, testing. Once the QA is done, then before going to the development, we have our PT here between 5 and 6. Until unless the PT guys give you the signed document, it will not go to the development. Say for example, there is a 10 crore application which is same Amazon, and everything is done fine, but after QA, which was supposed to go to the production, pen tester guys, he identified SQL injection. What will happen? They will drop the deployment. That means a huge loss for the company. Even the client will promise to his clients, I am developing a kind of e-commerce site for every one of you guys. Invest in my company, and the what deployment will take on 1st January 2026. If the deployment not happen, the client will be get sued. So it's all interlinked. So again, it has to go to this particular design analysis phase. From there, they have to fix. So that's the reason they have started integrating security from the first level. Clear? And in our regular findings, right, whenever we are testing the application, we try to test whether the communication happens on HTTP. We try to degrade the protocol from 1.1 to 1.0, and we see we use secure SQL injection to bypass the what kind of login. We try to generate error. Instead of calling Samsung mobile phone, I'll say Nankishore mobile phone. Well, definitely the system should not have Nankishore company, right? So what it does, it should give it, it should throw a error. Is a throw, the error is generic, or the error is having some kind of enter information. Everything will be discussed in this secure SDLC. So SDLC was a old funda, but new funda is secure SDLC. The security has to be implemented from the beginning. Clear?
Yes, Nand.
Super. So now we have our, what Alibaba.com is they're developed by these people and they're deployed. We have done the pen testing. Everything is fine. It is go live. Now the site is in what, China, and we are hackers. We are sitting in India. We need to hack that particular thing. Now, as I told you, at first level, the company A integrated all the security features, a phenomena of features. Okay. Now you might be asking, Are, yaar, this is a too much, this is a too much kind of thing, right? So as I told you, like, when we are constructing a house, we have a plan, then we have, everything. So do we have some kind of things when, developing the application? Yes, we do have. Okay, I'll tell you what is that. So now, say, uh, in this particular Alibaba.com, there are two components. One is web server and plus application. Application is Alibaba. Okay, as I told you, when we are deploying this particular server, we have to go to this particular checklist we need to see. So you might be getting a doubt, Nankishore, this is a afterwards. How come the IT guy, he knows like what need to be removed, what need to be disabled, what need to be updated? So we have something like where is this browser? Yeah, CIS benchmark. This is again international organization, okay, which provide you a detailed document how to configure everything. Okay, now if I want to deploy a server, I'll be using their document, and based on document I'll be deploying. See, we have 18 controls. Okay, yeah, 18 controls. See, control 1 is inventory secure configuration for enterprise assets and software. So if I want to do a kind of server, I'll be using this template. Okay, and I want to do a audit log, then I do this. If I want to do a pen testing, I'll be using this template, how the pen testing should happen. Everything is there in this document. I'll be sharing this document as well. So just go through the document. It is for your own understanding. So as I told you, pen testing is a kind of domain wherein you have to know everything. You need to know what a manager does, what a architect does, what a developer does, even the IT support guy, how he is, deploying the server, then how the audit guy is doing an internal audit of the server. Everything you have to know. There's no, because if a system is, but sitting in China and you want to hack from India, so how many people are required to create that particular system? So lots of people, right? So that means you should have at least their knowledge to hack the particular system. So whenever they are deploying, they have to go with this. In the same way, when the application developer, right, the SDLC, give me 1 minute, was it this one? Yeah, when they're following this SDLC, they have to follow secure coding practices, which is nothing but there is a kind of OWASP. So this is a framework. It's an open source web application security project. Something is there. Foundation. It's a kind of non-profitable organization. They provide guidelines how to create an application. So web server, we follow that, and for application, we follow these guidelines. Okay, the application should have a login page. Then this is a security mechanism should be behind the login page. It is having a Samsung refrigerator. That means it is pulling the information from Samsung side. Then the pulling should have this kind of information. Give me 1 minute, man. What is this? France? We don't want France, right? Yeah. So I'll come to this OWASP top 10 in a while. So OWASP is an organization which provide you the guidelines for building the application. Now you might be telling, Nikhil, this is fine. How about the hackers? So as I told you, when you're constructing the house, now you have 4 windows, one door. So if the people want to get into the house, definitely they can go through the door or they can go through the window. Isn't it? Guys, are you there?
Yes, man.
Okay. So either you can go through the doors or windows, but the expected behavior is the house owners or house people, for the family people, they'll go through the doors, but windows are there for ventilation, isn't it? But a thief, he never want to use the door if the until unless the door is not locked properly. But what he tries is how many windows are there, which window I can get into. That means when you're constructing the house, you have this kind of design. Okay, so what I mean to say is hackers are no different people. They use the same same path what is meant for what creating the application, and they try to exploit the same thing in a negative manner. Instead of using in a positive manner, they try to do in a negative manner. So this OWASP testing guide will have two things. One is the defensive side. It will provide the information to the developers how to do the secure coding practices. In the same way, on the offensive side, it will help the hackers how to exploit. But here, when I say hackers, think as pen testers. So that before the hackers exploit, you hack the application and you provide how you have hacked the application information. Okay, even the bad guys they follow the same framework for hacking the application. Guys, clear till here?
Yes, Nand.
Hello.
Yes, Nand.
Guys, if you want me to stop, please let me know. Kuna, Soumya,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Mayank, and Sweta.
यस मैम
Surya.
नहीं
Okay. So that's fine, guys. So again, our we are from pen testing, so we'll be focusing only on the pen test side rather than the application development everything. But you should be having an information what exactly is what. So I have discussed about the OWASP. Now, so give me a minute. Yeah. Now you are a hacker. Okay. I want to hack an application which is in China, which is Alibaba.com. So before hacking the application, first a thief will ready himself. How he will ready himself? First of all, he'll be wearing some kind of mask, isn't it? So that the security cameras don't catch your face, isn't it? Then he'll be wearing some kind of camouflage dress, which will easily blend with the environment. Then he'll be having some kind of torchlight. He'll be having a set of tools to open the doors and break the windows, isn't it, guys? Are you there?
Yes, yes, Nand.
Okay. All in all, the thief first motto is to hide himself. The same way hackers do the same thing. So in order to hide, what exactly they do, they use technology something like VPNs, okay, proxies. So we'll be discussing VPNs proxies in a minute. So what is a VPN? VPN is nothing but it is a virtual private network. That means it will create a kind of office network over the internet, private network. So for example, I am working from home and I want to connect to my office network. Okay, I'll create a kind of tunnel so that other people should not see what I'm doing. You're getting my point?
Yes, Nand.
यस मैम
Okay, and proxy is the same thing. Okay, so now for the VPNs there are many companies which are providing VPN services. So generally if I want to hack a say a server in USA, what I do is I purchase a a VPN service in China because China will not share the data with the USA. From China I'll be hacking the USA. In the same way, if I want to hack a say a site in Pakistan, so I'll be using Indian servers because if Pakistan say, hey, buddy, my government bank is what hacked by Indian people, then can you please provide this information? Indian government will not provide the information, isn't it?
Yes,
Okay,
Nand.
so there are multiple ways of hiding your identity. One of the ways VPN, but generally the what the bad guys they use Tor network. Tor is a kind of VPN. Precisely is called as hackers VPN, wherein multiple systems they connect together. Say for example, there are 10 systems, 10 laptops, which are wherein say for example, I have Alibaba.com in China, and I'm sitting in India. Okay, there are 10 systems wherein my traffic will route system 1, system 2, then system 3, then system 4, then system 9, system 10, all the way to system Alibaba system. Now, if Alibaba caught me, if Alibaba thought like, yes, there's a no traffic and what kind of my system is hacked, then do a reverse, kind of search. It will check with the system 10. Hey, this IP, who's owning this IP? System 9 is owning this IP. Then system 9 again, system 8, system 7. In the same way, you'll do the backtrack and you'll say, yes, this guy is sitting in India and he had my system. If I use a VPN, I'll create tunnel among all these things. But again, the VPN servers are owned by some individuals or companies. But in real times, what they do is they use cryptocurrency to take the VPN service for some time. Once the hack is done, they will destroy the service. Again, new service they'll create. No one knows. But here, what happens in this particular, what Tor network is, since there are 10 systems, right? Every system will have only other systems IP, but again, it will not give the information, complete information. So Tor network is a kind of, create a kind of anonymous for everyone, so that the real identity of the end user who has hacked the system will not be relieved. So that's the VPN. And what is a proxy? So proxies also, we can use proxies to hack again, but mostly proxies are used to bypass the security implemented in the countries. Like, for example, in China, you cannot use Facebook kind of thing, right? In that scenario, I'll be using some kind of proxy, and I'll route my traffic through USA something. Then I will create a kind of what access to the particular site. So proxies are of many types. There are system proxies, and system proxies is once I install this proxy as as something like as a normal application, all the traffic. If I open one browser, or if I open other browser, all the traffic will go through the proxy. And there are browser proxies, something like Cyber Gorilla, or say online proxies. Okay, say okay, this one. So if I check my IP, IP chicken. Okay, now if you see, this is my real IP. Okay, I am sitting in, what this is my real IP, and I'm sitting in some place. If I do a IP lookup, if I copy this, paste it here. See, it is saying, I'm in Hyderabad, in Telangana, this particular thing, which is very much true. Okay, again, this is a dynamic IP. Anyhow, I'll be changing this IP. That's not a big deal. Okay, so now I'll change my IP. So I have this particular online proxy. Here what I do is, same site. Okay, see, the IP I got changed. Now I'll check the IP location of this particular IP. See, it is in France. So here what you need to understand is only this particular tab traffic is encrypting, not the entire system. Okay, again, I have a bit defender. So for example, I have this bit defender. Okay, I have a VPN service. Let me enable this VPN. Okay, I've not installed. Quickly I'll install this. So now I create a kind of tunnel. So all my IPs, everything will be changed. So generally what I mean to say is, before you hack anything, you need to hide yourself. First and foremost, you have to use VPNs, or you need to use proxies. As I told you, proxies are of various type. We have system proxies, we have browser proxies, online proxies, or you can create your own proxy server as well. Okay, generally we'll be using Tor. Now, once you hide yourself, you need the tools, right? So there are two different types of operating system people mostly use. One is Windows, and other one is Linux. Okay, Windows is owned by Microsoft, as you are aware, and Linux is owned by no one. It's open source. Okay, so now you need to understand the licensing part. So if you use Windows and if you hack something, okay, that means each and every activity of yours is monitored by Microsoft. Microsoft is using, giving you the Windows level only for using in a expected manner. Microsoft never asks you to hack any system using Windows level. So that means it's a closed operating system. Microsoft have the ownership of this particular thing, and if Microsoft found, yes, this particular laptop is having Windows 11 is running, and Microsoft has the right to lock this system. Okay, but Linux is not the case, and Linux is owned by no one. That means the security is in your hands. You want to implement zero security, you want to implement 100% security, it's totally up to you. You want to use as a client system, you want to use as a what kind of server system, it's totally up to you. Clear? So that is the reason we need to learn Linux. Linux will give you all the tools which are used for pen testing or hacking. Can we do pen testing and hacking with Windows? Yes, you can do, but limited. But Linux you can do. And again, once you started using Linux, believe me, 99% of people, they don't touch the Windows. They just love the Linux. It's very simple. And Linux, again, there are four different types of Linux. Very simple. Okay, first one is Arch Linux, then we have Red Hat, then we have Debian, and then we have what BSD. BSD, yeah, Linux. Okay, so your Arch Linux is kind of very tough Linux. I never use honestly, and Red Hat is mostly used in the corporate for servers, and Debian is very similar to Windows, very easy to use, and BSD Linux is nothing but your Mac operating system. Okay, though we have different, we have Linux distros, right? Distro watch. Okay, we have lots of Linux, Linux varieties. If you see, it will give you, what top 100 varieties of Linux. All these varieties of Linux you can put under one category, any one category. Either it might be Debian, it might be Red Hat, not Mac, all these three. The good part is for all this Linux, the core is different. Core is same. That means the heart of the Linux is same. So generally, what people do is they take the core of the Linux and they put their own software tools and they create the name. Tomorrow, if I want, I can put my name. I can take the core. I can include two or three tools. Then I can say none Linux. And I know the only thing is I cannot sell the Linux, but I can provide you the service. That's exactly the Red Hat guys do. Okay. Please learn the Linux. Tomorrow I'll be sharing you a link for learning the Linux. Uh, any Linux, okay? Not only Kali Linux. Yes, there are normal Linux. There are security distros, something like Parrot and Kali Linux, Auditor. There are many security distros. But if you ask me, the same thing. The code, they take the code, they install some 10 to not 10, 150 odd security tools, and they name it as Kali Linux. The same thing, 200 tools, they can name it as Parrot Linux, but everything is same. So if you learn one Linux, 70% of the things are similar in other Linux as well. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I've told you how to use. Okay, what about this bit different is done? Oh yeah. Okay, look at this. Now I'm creating a tunnel. I'll check my IP in the same site, the IP will be different. And some of the VPNs, they'll give you a customization, something like whatever country you want to choose, you can choose. Now it's automatically selected something. Okay, let me check what is my IP here. This one once. Okay, and VPN mostly they don't change the IP, they create a tunnel, secure tunnel. But see, the IP got changed. Tomorrow I'll show you how to use hackers VPN. It's very simple. With one command you can what check. Again, I'll do a IP lookup. Now this is in Maharashtra, Mumbai. So generally VPNs, they don't change the IPs, but they create a secure tunnel. But proxies, they do change the IPs. So the Linux VPN I told you, right, is called as Tor proxy. So that is something I want to tell you. And what else I want to discuss? Give me 1 minute. VPN. Okay. So guys, another thing, whenever you are working online, right? Whenever you are online, never use your real credentials. Always use some fake, fake names, create fake profile. I do have lots of fake profiles. So in the same way, we have temporary emails, temp emails. Okay, these emails you can use it um, for registering or sending some kind of virus. Everything you can use these temp emails. We have temp phone numbers as well. Temp phone numbers. Okay, receiving the SMS, kind of the many this kind of service. So you will be knowing all these things. The reason is when you are as I told you, are going to a pen tester. That means you have to know all these things. Tomorrow, if for example you want to register some software, you don't give your original name or kind of thing, or some of the security tools require registration. In that case, you need a phone number or you need email ID. You can use like this. So always remember, never ever reveal your true identity on internet, and always use different fake IDs, and use different browsers. As I told you, browsers are very much similar to your laptop or computer. So generally I use, I think, 4 or 5 browsers. Always I use Chrome, Edge for some purpose, Chrome for some purpose, then I'm using Ula now. I do have comment. So different browsers I use. And the time is okay, we have 10 more minutes, guys. So any doubts still here?
Nothing, none.
Need to go through once again, Nanda, actually.
I'll share you the link tomorrow. You can see why I'm telling you all these things is, first and foremost, you need to understand you are going to hack an application. That means you have to ready with all the tools. You need to understand the terminology, and it is not something like no expected. You have to think out of the box. So for example, throughout my career, I've been doing this, right? If someone give me some application, literally on the fly, Puna, right? On the fly, I can answer most of the questions. And so far in the present project, but different architects, different developers, different, CEOs, CISOs, they ask me lots of questions, and every time I'm giving the proper answer with a logical reasoning. Why we need to do this? Why it has to taken down? I'll say no. Yes, this is not vulnerability, but as a cyber hygiene, by looking at the application I can tell you, yes, this is a low hanging fruit. No, we need to close this kind of thing. So keep your fundamentals strong, guys. That will be much easy for you.
Okay,
Okay,
Nanda.
so we'll close today here. And please, if you have any doubts, please let me know, and I'll be sharing you all these documents. Quick things. OWASP testing guide, where is this? Yeah. So this is a OWASP testing guide. This is the authorized OWASP guide 4.2, and it is having all the scenarios. Okay, it is around 465 pages. What all I discussed, secure SDLC, everything is here. If you understand this book, that's it. You will be a very good pen tester. This is for the mobile, sorry, application pen testing. Is nothing but web application. Okay, tomorrow we'll be discussing what is an application, what is a thick client, what is a web application, what is a mobile application, what is an API, how these key things are categorized, how they have the connectivity in between, what is a request, what is a response. Everything we'll be discussing tomorrow. I'll be sharing this particular PDF with you guys, and please go through this PDF, and I'll tell you tomorrow how to read this PDF in a very easy manner. So along with that, we have all the testing scenarios here which are mentioned in this book. It's not opening. Why it's not opening, man? Come on. It's not opening. That's fine. Let me download from here. This is a file. We need okay. These are all different testing scenarios. We'll be discussing each and everything, and the theory part will be in this PDF, and this is your practical part. Tomorrow we'll be installing the lab for the web application. I'll show you tomorrow. I'll show you how to use the virtual machines, and also how to use the dockers. Then we'll be installing a lab in virtual machine as well as in the dockers. Then you can give a read to this particular book, then you can do the practice. Okay, and what all I just provide you, that is required to understand this book. ठीक है ना? And again VPN, these things is very important, guys, when you're doing a black box kind of testing. We'll be discussing what is, what are the different types of testing, what testing, what we do. So meanwhile, I'll be sharing you all these documents. Please go through them.
Okay.
ठीक है?
Yes.